out alone to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.
I hate to do this. I hate to start my show on a downer, but I kind of need to. There are times that I take and I kind of forget that other people are out there, people that I care dearly about, people that I love. I focus quite a bit on community pay it forward, community dare to care, and what the hell, and the pACT channel. And I forget that there are other things out there that are extremely important to not just me, to my past, to my future, to my present. I found out a couple weeks ago that I have a very, very dear friend who was sick, and I knew that she was sick. I knew, you know, that she had contracted cancer, and I knew that it was no joke. All right. I didn't realize the severity of it, and try not to cry here. All right. And it's pretty difficult. Found out today the severity of it, and there goes my damn camera, because, you know, why not? It wants to be a pain in the ass. I did find out the severity of the cancer today, and it is it's pretty damn severe. Stage 4 cancer, and it looks like we're going to go without you having to look at me, which I guess is okay for right now. Stage 4 cancer, and there's no diagnosing, there's no treating the cancer. This is a lady that is, I reiterate, this is a lady that is very, very important to me. There we go. She means a lot to me. I didn't know her for a long time, but I've known her for a great time. It's fitting that we started the show with Theron, as we always do, because you guys know her as Blondie. You guys can know her however you want. I'm going to know her as Ducky, and her and I have that name together, so deal with it. Mike, my brother, we're here. All right. We're going to do everything that we can to help you, to help Duck. We're going to try to help you guys out. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know. Shit. Let's be honest here, and I'm sorry for cussing. I'm out of sorts. We honestly don't know, you know. Look, let's be honest here. She could do exactly what Riley did to us, and she could fight harder than anybody that we've ever known in our lives, and she could be around as we find a cure for this despicable disease. There is a word that I will not use on podcasting. I don't feel it's necessary. I don't feel it's appropriate, but F you, cancer, you know. We say it a lot in the biker world because, well, we have a lot of brother and sister and sister that we lose to cancer. In the world, we have a lot of friends. Every single one of us has been touched by cancer at some point in our lives. Relatives, friends, family, whatever it is. Every single one of us has had someone in our life that has been touched by this despicable disease. Me too. And now, unfortunately, I found out today the severity of Ducky's. February 18th, here in northern Colorado, we are going to do something. We're going to put together something. We don't know what yet because I haven't had a lot of time to try to wrap my head around this, but I'm going to be working with the Darringtons and Theron, and we're going to be putting together something, and we're going to raise money for this family. We're going to ask you to come out, and we're going to ask you to join us. However you can. We're going to be raising money for Ducky, for Mike. Oh, this camera is killing me. We're going to be raising money for Ducky. We're going to be raising money for Mike. We're going to be raising for the kids. We're going to be raising for the grandkids. We're going to be raising money in Ducky's name because, well, she means so much to not just me, but to so many of us here in northern Colorado. That lady has fought and fought and fought to help people with cancer. A lot of people have been on the Rose ride, myself included. I just put my damn arms up in the air like you guys can even see me. Of course, my camera quit working, so nobody can see me. There we are. Now you can see me again, but there we go. There. I've been on the Rose ride a couple times. The Rose ride was after Ducky's mom, who died from cancer. We're gonna put something together, but you know what? We're gonna do it. We're really gonna do this to the best of our ability. We're gonna also take and we're gonna try to make a statement. There are people a hell of a lot smarter than myself, and that's not saying much right there, that are out there that with the proper funding maybe can help spare the lives of some of these people who are getting so sick from cancer. Spare the lives of these family members that are taken too early from us. It hasn't been a long time, but it's been a great time. And Ducky, I am going to be here, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we can have you here for a long time. I love you, my friend, and we'll be here for you. Mike, brother, we're here. We're going to work on this. Fully knowing that money is not a replacement for someone you love. But we're going to do our best to make sure that we're going to do everything for you and your family that we can do. So, I realize that's 12 minutes, 13 minutes of your life that you'll never have back on hearing me bitch, moan, and cry about a dear friend. But very important because this is a very dear friend. And unfortunately, her diagnosis is not good. As you can hear, I've got a dog that's in my ear that is panting crazy. Her boy must have done a good job on wearing her out, so that is fantastic. We do have one heck of a show going tonight because we are right here in the middle of the month, which means we are going to be bringing back J.R. Smith from the Veterans Ranch to talk about the cleanup of Ian for aging and disabled veterans in Florida. We're going to start with an interview that I did with JR yesterday, and then we're going to move into an interview I did with the goddess of the grape, Stephanie, and she's great. I love this interview because she's talking about two of my favorite things, wine and candy. You remember candy cigarettes? I don't know why that. God, that's a terrible message, isn't it? I went from candy cigarettes to real cigarettes, and then I had one hell of a time trying to stop smoking. So, but anyway, so let's get started, folks. This is something, and I just want to say this: Ian caused a lot of damage. I say this in both interviews, but I'm going to say it again. The end of the month is the highlight on JR and the hurricane relief. That doesn't mean it's going to be cleaned up by the end of the month. Make sure that you keep looking for the QR code that is attached to that's attached to the there we go, that's attached to these videos, because this QR code right here is going to help JR help veterans after this relief, after this cleanup, long after this month is done. Let's go. Let's get this used. Let's get everything used here. If you want to donate money, right there, givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch. They need your help to help clean up from Ian. Aging veterans should not have to climb on their own roofs to cut down ancient oak trees that have fallen. Let JR and the Veterans Ranch, let's help him do this mission, help our veterans. Once again, this is JR with the Veterans Ranch. You guys know how much I love the man. You guys know how much I respect the man. This is an interview that we did yesterday with him. If you have any questions, please give us a call, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. We will connect you with JR so we can get those questions answered. Here we go, JR with the Veterans Ranch about Ian cleanup. I'm just going to sit here and watch with you. So I really kind of like this. We're actually halfway, almost on the halfway mark. It's not like halfway, we're halfway through the month with like 3 days left or something like this. We've actually got a halfway show, almost right at the halfway mark. We're being joined again by J.R. Smith from the Veterans Ranch out in Florida. JR, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. Kicking butt, taking names every day, just trying to save lives.
How are you guys doing since Ian? I know that there's been a lot of work done by not just you, but a little bit of everyone.
Yeah, it does warm the soul that to see everybody that's chipping in, people from other states, other parts of this state. Florida's a lot bigger than most people give it credit for. So A lot of people either just sending down supplies or driving down supplies, taking their own time, their own gas, not asking for anything in return. Again, it just warms the soul. Us personally, hey, we made out okay. Wasn't looking that way for a while, but we did pretty good. But just south of us, like I said, some good friends of mine had to send their horses off to another place because they were between ankle and knee deep water. You're just now here, so many weeks after Ian, starting to see grass come back to her property because it's just taken that long for the waters to recede. So us personally, hey, we're doing good, all things considered. But Florida as a whole, it took a wallop. Southwest Florida, it's like 10, 15 counties. And actually, let's correct that. It's not even just Southwest Florida, because as this thing left the state and started hooking back in towards South Carolina, I've got business associates and board members in Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, that just got hammered by this thing. Maybe not Southwest Florida hammered, but hammered. Flooding, power, out. Some people are just now getting their power back up there. So yeah, Florida kind of took a double wallop on this one.
Well, not only that, but on the East Coast side, you guys got hit by 2 tornadoes.
Yeah,
right at the same time. So,
yeah.
And you and I talk quite a bit because we're both from, the Midwest area. And so tornadoes for us are like going,
it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. Wow. They say chickens can't fly. Wrong. So, but, you guys are really working hard to help out the veterans, aging veterans, disabled veterans who have been affected. You guys are going through and helping them with the cleanup and helping them get their lives back on track. Why don't you go on ahead and give us a little bit of a clue on some of the stuff that you've been able to do?
Yeah. It's all different kinds of realms. Like just here in Lakeland, we have 30,000 veterans within all the counties that this hit in Southwest Florida are north of 513,000 veterans, better than a third of the state's 1.5 plus million veterans are on our side of the state. We've been able to get crews out and simply rake leaves, pick up limbs, cut up stuff, help them burn stuff. We brought it back here and used our fire pit to burn stuff if they didn't have the capacity or the ability to do it. Just helping with what we can with what little we have. As we said in the very beginning of all this, hurricane prep isn't in the nonprofit budget for most people, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a hurricane area anywhere up the East Coast or Texas, Louisiana, anything like that. So, we're taking what we can. We're giving away cases of water. I mean, we're not asking for a thing in return. I pay people with like pizza and beer. It's kind of like being back in college when you ask your buddies
right.
to move.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like,
you pay them in pizza and beer. I mean, I've been on the receiving end of that. And so, because no one wants to pay for this. I mean, we're helping put fuel in trucks and things of that nature. But, with fuel prices going back up, it cost me $120 to fill up the other day because we're back at $5.19 a gallon again here for diesel in Florida. So that cost is going back up. So again, we're just trying to reach. Right now, we've reached Polk County and Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County is the Tampa area right there. We're trying to get further south. It's just a financial commitment thing. We just don't have the ability to do it, but we're trying.
Have they opened up a lot of the places that they had closed down for safety reasons?
It's getting there. Yeah. A lot of roads. I mean, I tell you what, I think it's either probably Army Corps engineers or somebody. They are, filling where there was literally a gap in the road where a road got washed away. They were able to bring in dirt, sand, and clay and everything and pack it all in to where you're seeing 18 wheelers cook across that gap safely. So that they're getting better with that. Ron DeSantis in the state of Florida, and again, outside support coming in. Personally, I think have done a phenomenal job in trying to get everybody back on pace. But, you're talking about cities that practically got wiped off the map. Picture just not too far back, 2011, when that EF5 tornado hit Joplin. And, we
Yeah.
saw the pictures and the destruction of that, where it literally looked like Joplin was no longer going to exist on a Missouri map. That's what a lot of deep Southwest Florida looks like right now. Fort Myers, Naples, all the way up to Sarasota and Tampa Bay and inland. Again, my friend that had to send her horses away for a little bit is an hour and a half south of me. She's in Central Florida. She's not on the coast, yet her horses were in almost knee deep water, because she lives on a lake. So all the little tributaries and everything else, it all floods in and it's got to go somewhere. And it went on her property. Down in Arcadia, Florida, we're praying for our friends at Peace River Charters, because normally you got to climb the riverbank to get out of the Peace River. They were under a couple of feet of water, so I mean, it's just so it's not just Gulf side, families, although they took the biggest brunt. There's a lot of stuff going on that, there's a lot of great organizations down here and a lot of just great Americans that are just helping out any which way they can. And that's where we're trying to be in that space.
You mentioned in which, your business is all about that funky little animal that that you love so much. How much of like the hay supply was damaged? I know that when there's heavy torrential rains here in Colorado, that's one of the things that really gets worried about is like, oh my God, how much hay are we going to lose? What was your guys' hay supply like?
It got hammered constantly coming down I-4 headed south. If they're coming from that direction, I'm seeing 18 wheelers of rolls of hay, probably trucks that 400, 500, 600 bales coming down, because if you did your own hay production and you're in that area, yeah, your lands are shot for a season or so, just from debris and cleanup that you got to do. But then all the flood water comes in. Again, most people in Fort Myers got 13 feet of storm surge. I mean, set records that I hope to God are never broken, because, it broke records to do that. So just imagine all the sludge, all the junk, the sewage, everything that comes in now, that has to get all washed out of your field before you can even try and grow good enough grass again to feed the cows or horses or anybody. So I'm constantly seeing trucks coming in. I known people that lost horses, during the whole thing. They got a couple out, couldn't get one out of the barn because it literally just panicked and freaked out, and couldn't get out of the barn, and it literally scared itself to death. I know that kind of sounds like a chuckly thing, but it's literally what happened. So there are people that have lost big investments in horses. It's not like they were thoroughbred race horses, but y'all heard me say before, the word sheep and horse never go hand in hand. And it literally is a family member, just like your house dog or cat or whatever. And so again, there's just a lot of issues that elderly veterans are dealing with, horse people are dealing with, and yeah, they're probably still needing they'll be shipping hay down here from up north, anything north of Florida, for quite some time.
Other than, in which we want to get back to the great work that you're doing here in a little bit, but if somebody, let's say one of the farms around here, they have an excess of farm implementation that they could maybe help out, who would they try to reach out to there in Florida, JR, to try to maybe help somebody?
If you have anything, equipment, anything that you can send this way, the Red Cross never hurts to reach out to them. They're still very big boots on the ground in the area to try and see where you might be best served. You can reach out to us. I mean, I don't know everybody, but you can reach out to us through the veteransranch.org and hit that contact button and reach out. And we will do everything we can to get you steered to the right person. But if you are anywhere near the area, like I still have friends from Georgia that are down here, they're helping out every way they can. They have landscaping companies, and they're coming down with skid steers and whatnot and trying to help. A lot of the debris, well, I don't want to say a lot, a good portion of the debris might be off the road and roads are back open again and whatever. But now you're dealing with the issue of where to dispose all of this, $100,000, $200,000 boats that were in the water that ended up floating down a boulevard.
Yeah.
Insurance claims, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, our thing is helping aging veterans, get them trees cut up, get them cleared, or at least get them to a point where a company can come clear them out. I don't have a truck with the big fork thing on it that can pick up 100-year-old oak trees, but got chainsaws, and we can cut stuff up. So a lot of need is still across the board down here. And if you are anywhere in the area, or if you're all the way across the country and you want to help, reach out to us, and we'll try and put you in the right place. Or like I say, the Red Cross is a good place to reach out to as well.
You guys, your mission right now, as you said, is trying to help out our aging veterans, our disabled veterans in your area. And that simply is just because, you know what, somebody who's fought for our country in the 40s and in the early 50s, and even in Vietnam, they're kind of getting up there in age, and they don't need to be out there swinging around a chainsaw trying to cut down these things that, it's hard work for a young person. And I'm not calling anybody old. Good God, don't make that mistake. They'd probably still take my ass out. So I know that for a fact.
Exactly.
So, but it's one of those things, there's still, what's the humidity index like down there right now? Is the heat back up to where the humidity with all the moisture and everything? I'd imagine it's got to be pretty daunting.
It was for a while now. We got what Florida jokes around as Summer Junior. We had a cold front come through yesterday. Now, a lot of the country really cooled off. I mean, I saw, Indiana got snow, and Kentucky, parts of Kentucky got snow. Summer Junior, or fall for Florida, is like 81 degrees for a high, and we're getting down in the 50s for a low. That's where a lot of Floridians actually start putting on a little windbreaker. Again, being from the Midwest 50s, I could be out in shorts and flip flops. That's beautiful weather to us Midwesterners.
Yeah. 30 degrees this morning. I was walking around outside in flip flops and shorts with the dog, going,
yeah,
man, it's kind of nice out here.
Oh, absolutely. Humidity's backed off a little bit, but still, when it's 80 degrees, you're out in the sun. And you're working your butt off trying to cut stuff up and whatever, you're putting in that extra exertion. You still got to stay hydrated. That's why water is so important. That's probably one of the biggest things we're buying and giving away is water, just cases of water. Try and get tarps and, everything we can to get those, because here in my neck of the woods, we're actually being able to start get those supplies again. For a while when the panic hit, those things disappeared off the shelf. Water, toilet paper, tarps, batteries, flashlights, all those things. So now those things are starting to show up back on the shelves, and we can get some, and we're still leaving some for a common man, right? We're not going in trying to buy a pallet, and take it all off the shelf and go check out at Sam's Club or whatever. But so that's the key there, is to just, again, get what we can to the people that need it.
Still, for the life of me, I can never ever figure out why the first thing that runs out is toilet paper. I just can't. It's not like it's been around forever,
Right.
So people survived without it for, get this, thousands and thousands of years. But now anything happens, and good God, that's the first thing to go. You can still find food on the shelves, some.
Yeah,
probably not the good stuff, but still.
Yeah, hey, you can live on cold Chef Boyardee, right?
Yeah.
There's a little plug. You can survive on cold ravioli and SpaghettiOs.
Fried spam sandwiches. There we go. So, we are working with the goddess of the grapes, Stephanie Simoes, and you can see right over my shoulder right now, a beautiful little QR code. You go to that QR code, and it takes you to the Veterans Ranch fundraiser. And all you got to do is purchase a wine. And we know that we've got holidays coming up. You've got, look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, because this truly, truly, truly is bad news for a lot of us. The holidays are not coming. They're here. Okay. We're weeks away from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, you need to get, this is a perfect time to start. Hi. Hey, see, I'm working here. Thank God you care so much.
Gotta love our
Hello.
four-legged friends.
Yeah, say hi to Zephyr, everyone. Get down. So, but this is the perfect time to start purchasing your holiday wines. You're a pain. Um, why don't you go do something? But this is your perfect time to buy some holiday wines. Think about gifts for families who love really, really good wines, high quality wines. And make sure that you can, do good with that. Every bottle of wine sold when using this code, JR and the Veterans Ranch get a portion of that, and it's going to go towards the hurricane relief. On the other hand, JR also has, if you go into the archives, he also has another QR code that goes directly to the Veterans Ranch. His other, your main gig there. And so you can use that one, and it goes towards the operations of the Veterans Ranch. So, you got it all over the place right here with Stephanie and everything that we're doing. So, what are some of the things right now, JR, that people could really help you out, other than, we know that, I always say this, we all know that cash is king. Okay, we all know that cash is king. What are some of the other things that you're looking for? I'd imagine volunteers are still in high demand.
Oh, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers, whether it's, doing some equine therapy events with veterans, we need volunteers, or when we go out in, cases of water are heavy, not heavy, but heavy enough, go fling 50 of them and, see if you ain't a little sore the next day. Right. So, we're going to need people to, we've had crews that, we're going out, and sometimes we just pile them all in my truck. Sometimes it's multiple trucks, and we go out and, take care of these folks. So we always need stuff for that. Back to, the One Hope Wine, we are so thankful for what they do. For people that are out there, if you are a wine drinker, somebody that is, why just go to a grocery store? Okay, sure, you can buy box wine, you can buy cheap wine, and there's daily drinkers. I'm not a wine snob, so I'll drink anything with a percentage content in front of me. But the bottom line is, folks, buy something good. And One Hope Wines cares. They give back to numerous charities, nonprofits, and everything. It's not just us. So when you support them, yes, you're supporting us, but you're helping their mission to support other organizations. Sure, you can go to fill in the blank grocery store and get a $7.99 bottle of wine and get your points on your grocery store card and everything else. What you really don't realize, just from an education standpoint, that mass bulk wine that gets put out there has so much junk and artificial flavors and chemicals in it. You're not getting it straight from Napa Valley or wherever else. That may be where it's bottled, but the process that goes into making wine that they can sell hundreds of thousands of bottles a year, you'd never drink wine again. Yeah. So for the same money, basically, go to One Hope Wines, help out the Veterans Ranch, but help out One Hope Wines to keep doing good stuff down the road, and drink a better bottle of wine, by God.
And you're not talking, and when JR says that, this is a better bottle of wine, look, they do have winemakers with the last name Mondavi. Okay. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about wine. I do know the name Mondavi. Okay. You do know that name. It is a Napa Valley wine. It is made right there in the Napa Valley. It is a highly, highly high rated wine. It is a very good wine. I've got, thanks to Stephanie, I have tried quite a few bottles. So, I've had that privilege of trying quite a few bottles. So, and, the great thing, I think one of the best things about what they do, JR, is it's not just, and we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but it kind of inspired us to do something. It's not just one cause you're helping. Every time you get to pick a cause, but a portion of your purchase also goes to the One Hope Foundation, helping with clean water, education, air, animals, all kinds of things. Check out One Hope Wines, see everything that they've got going on, and you can always go and visit Stephanie's link tree right here, because when you do that, it takes it right to her website, and she's going to be able to talk more about wine. She's forgotten more about wine than I'll ever want to know. So because I know this, I like it, I drink it, and it's gone. And so that's what I need to know. I'm gonna leave the talking of the important stuff up to Stephanie. So your wife, has she ever been able to purchase and try some of these wines?
Not yet. Working on it. Working on getting hers, because I know there's a couple of bottles out there she'll truly love. I like the stronger, high octane stuff. Her not so much, but yeah, we're gonna get her a couple of bottles here soon and let her have at it.
Well, that's, like I said, I've tried. I'm more of a, it's weird. I'm a beer guy when I drink. I'm really kind of a beer guy, but I wanted to try to get into drinking wines. The only problem is that the only wines I like are I like a blueberry wine. I like the fruitier wines. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like the ones that taste like fruity wine,
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God, this is like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. What
Strawberry
is going on
Hill,
here? There you go. Yep. The last thing in the world I want to do is relive my teenage days. Oh, so boy, those were some nasty things that
it was good going down.
then.
Wasn't always the greatest on the other side.
Yeah, definitely not a great thing waking up in the morning going, Boone's Farm. Oh my God, no. Just saying that name still to this day is, you're back. Saying that name to the day.
We'd go down the road of MD 2020.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
There you go. Yep.
Off topic, but hey,
Yeah. So this is not
reliving the good old days.
Yeah, believe me when I say this is not an MD 2020 wine. Okay, it's so much better.
By no means, good quality stuff.
So one of the other things that we do have going on in this is with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care alone, in conjunction with our great friends at SeaWorld Webs, it is finally here. It is finally functioning.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make up words now. That's what happens when you're tired with a head injury. I'm just going to say that. Don't tell anybody it's a lie. Okay. I wasn't that smart to begin with. So before the accident. But that's between you and me.
That's right.
So, but the Mall-in-One is up and running. And what we're going to be doing with the Mall-in-One is every time that you make a purchase, a percentage of that is going to go to the mission, to the hero mission partners of Community Pay It Forward. You're talking Veterans Ranch. You're talking Project Die Hard. You're talking our great friends at Veterans Honoring Veterans, at Healing Warriors. All these groups of hero-based businesses that are taking care of our heroes. We're going to be giving back to them with every purchase from a dollar store. Okay, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, how much are they going to get out of a dollar store? That's up to you. I know people who walk into a dollar store and they can spend a hell of a lot more than $1. I'm married to one of them. She loves those things. So, but, and I put this out yesterday, and this is no disrespect. Okay, yeah, it was complete and total disrespect meant. This is going to a dollar store without having to go to a damn dollar store. I'm a fat guy. You can't walk around in those things because they got stuff everywhere. Their aisles are like, don't you have something to do? God, we need your boy home. We really do. So, yeah, so you get to go to you get to all the benefits of a dollar store, have it delivered straight to your door. Plus, you get to choose a mission that you support, and a quarter of whatever we get back is going to be going to the hero missions of community pay it forward. So the dollar store that cares so much more is up and running. You also can find people like, and you know this program as well as I do, Sweet Sheets. They're part of our all-in-one. You guys also, why don't you go on ahead and tell us about Sweet Sheets? And we're going to pitch yours for today because we pitch it anyway. We'd love for you to buy Sweet Sheets from us, but guess what? You buy it from us, a portion of it goes back to JR, so, or whoever you choose. This goes, but oh, there we go. That's wonderful looking. Well, I hope nobody had a stroke right there, but other than me. But
no, I tell you, some of the I've got them at my house. I can vouch some of the most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on, and I bought them all. You know, I fell for the umpteen. We have a 10 million thread count. Whatever. I mean, I've gone for all that stuff, and I'm here to tell you, the folks at Sweet Sheets are awesome and great people to deal with as well, and probably some of the most comfortable sheets I've ever owned.
Well, again, we just want to make sure that you guys realize that we are in this to help JR, help them continue doing what they're doing, because what they're doing is a benefit to everyone. Because as we say, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Right now, the last thing in the world we need are our aging veterans climbing up on ladders, trying to do things that are just, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So
they just need the help. They just need the help doing it.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're probably capable, most of them, right? They'd kick our asses if we told them, that they shouldn't do that. But
hey, old man. Yeah, I dare you. Hey, old man, come down. Let me do
right.
that. Yeah,
but
I dare
couldn't
you.
use a little extra help, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That's again, it's the community coming together. It's that pioneer spirit, really, of, hey, I'm going to help Bob build his barn because he helped me build my barn, and so on. And in times like this, we see that spirit come back out and help each other, and we just need more of it. We can put the website up here, givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch. Everything that goes in there is buying product and giving to these folks. We do our own fundraising for our Veterans Ranch programs. Give, Send, Go is going to these folks. So, you're going to get a tax write-off, and you're going to help people from potentially halfway across the country. In these times, who couldn't use an extra tax write-off? So it's going to be all good. We just need people to care. They don't, what do they say? I always kind of screw this up. They don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Give $1, give $5, give 10, give 100, give what you can give, because it all adds up. And that's truly the key. So givesendgo.com/the Veterans Ranch, and give with your hearts.
We've got a couple ways of doing this. Right now, we've got the Veterans Ranch fundraiser here with One Hope Wines. Stephanie Simoes is our leader, our captain, and our hero there. Community Pay It Forward is always behind JR with anything and everything that they do. You can choose, do you want it to go to the Veterans Ranch, or do you want it to go to Veterans Ranch Hurricane Relief, or do you just want us to give them the money and they do with it as they need? You tell us. Look, I trust this man. I'd give him my dog. Give him this damn dog right now anyway.
On you.
But I trust this man with everything that he tries to do. We say this all the time. Neither he nor I did we serve, no, but we are patriots, and which puts us at the will and the whim of our veterans. We're here to help them because of what they did for us. So, and I know that JR, you stand right beside me when I say that. And we just want to throw this out. You can always see everything that they got going on, including donating directly to them through their website at theveteransranch.org. That's theveteransranch.org. You can contact them via email right here, contact@theveteransranch.org, or you can give him a call at 863-815-5896. You got anything else you want to close this off with, my friend?
I think that covers all the bases. I just, I appreciate everybody who's given so far. We always say give a buck for veterans, and if you gave a buck, God bless you. And we're just asking people for help. That's really what this boils down to. If you feel obligated, if it's on your heart, we know everything's tough out there for folks. I mean, it cost me $120 to fill up my diesel truck the other day. Yeah, I know things are tough out there. You walk into a store with $25, you barely get a pack of bacon and a thing of eggs. But everybody's got a change jar or something where, they got a couple extra bucks that they can help to a cause, and it all adds up. I'll leave with this. If 1 million people right now gave $1 each, watch us change the world.
Yep. You may think that $1 doesn't do much, but you need to remember that $1 today is $1 that was not there yesterday. That $1 it can do an amazing amount of things. But please remember, the money's not the only way to do this. Okay, if you're in the Florida area, if you know somebody who's going into the Florida area, make sure that you reach out to wherever you're going. If you're going near JR, please reach out to JR. Say, hey, you know what? I'm coming into town. I can volunteer. Let me help you out. If you're going somewhere else, maybe reach out to somebody saying, you know what, we're going to be coming in. I've got a couple hours that I can kill by throwing some branches over my back and carrying them off. Okay. Volunteering is so much. There's money makes the world go round. We know this, but when you volunteer, you actually put your heart into what you're doing. Okay. Every single one of us can, pick up our wallet. Too few of us do, but every single one of us can pick up our wallets and make a donation. But, to really get out there and to put, the boots on the ground, as one of the terms that we love to say, boots on the ground, get out there, get your hands dirty in this stuff. That means so much more, because that's showing people how much you care. Okay. So we do ask you that if you're going in that direction, please make sure that you consider going up and saying, hey, you know what? I not only support you, I'm here to help you. If you're going into town, you can bring in some plywood. You can bring in any of the supplies that JR, any of them are looking for. Please do that. Okay. Please give a buck. Please give 10. Purchase your wines. Go to the dollar store. The dollar store that cares a whole hell of a lot more. There's plenty of ways that you can get involved with this. JR, please continue to do the great work. Tell your lovely wife and your father I said hello, and we're going to continue to support you. And I also want to make sure that everybody understands this. Yes, this month is half over. That doesn't mean that the damage is going to be gone. This QR code right here is going to be around for a long time, because unfortunately, there's a lot of damage that's been done. So there's going to be work that needs to be done. Your support doesn't end at the end of this month. Your support can continue. So thank you, my dear friend. I appreciate it. You have yourself a great day, and I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, brother. As always, greatly appreciate it.
Not a problem. I love talking to that man. I really, really do. I love his mission. I love everything about JR. everything that he's doing from the hurricane relief, which is why we're here this month, to Veterans Ranch, the Veterans Ranch. And Stephanie, you've worked with me a couple times, and when it comes to JR, and it's missions like that that just really make what we're trying to do here. It makes it so uplifting for me personally, because these are people who are out there and they're really trying to do something, something that's beyond heartfelt. Because I mean, this is not something that, this could be one of those things that they throw their hands up in the air and say, this isn't my lane. I'm going to stay in my vehicle. And, I mean, yeah, that person's getting beat up, but I don't want any part of that. That's not what they're doing. They're getting out and they're really moving forward, trying to help people out. So
I feel like they're really boots on the ground, and as difficult as travel is with all the destruction right now, they're getting to the people that really need it. And so important.
No. Well, before we continue, I know somebody who just had a couple personal life monumental dates, right? Somebody just had an anniversary and a birthday, like right at the same time. Did I see that right?
Well, anniversary was a little bit ago, but yes, and then birthday just recently. Yes, well, birthday.
happy birthday, my dear friend.
Oh, thank you.
You look great for 23. So.
Oh, thanks. Just made legal age, right?
Yeah. You just barely, now you can finally sip your own wares. That's pretty good. So, finally got to that 21. So, but we are being joined, as always. Such a pleasure to have the goddess of the grape, Stephanie Simoes, joining us. Stephanie, how is the weather up there in the Pennsylvania area?
It is getting cold up here.
Yeah.
It was like 28 this morning. It was pretty chilly. How about by you, Zach?
It's actually kind of funny. I was telling JR, because he and I are both Midwestern type guys. He came from St. Louis, the St. Louis area, and when we did our recorded interview there, we were talking about how it was 30 degrees this morning, but here in Colorado, 30 degrees is still shorts weather. It really is. You'll see more shorts than you'll see long pants in this area, because 30 degrees isn't that cold. I remember one time when I was in Wisconsin. No, Chicago. Sorry. I was in Chicago, and this is when I was driving over the road, and I got out. I come pulling in, and I see the sign that said 40 degrees. I'm from Colorado. 40 degrees is short sleeves, shorts, flip-flops, not a problem. I got out of my truck, and I'm talking a semi-truck here. I got out of my truck, walked around the truck to the fuel island, got back in the truck, went back to the sleeper cabin, got dressed for winter. And I was like, I walked into the place with my card to pay, and I said, your 40 degrees is broken. It is way too cold for 40 degrees, so I could not believe the difference in our 40 degrees and their 40 degrees. And I'm like, yours is broken. I like ours so much better. So
I'm okay with 40, but when the snow and the ice start packing on this mountain is when I'm like, oh no. The negative weather up here over the winter.
Yep.
It gets cold.
I tell people, well, anytime that they'll listen, I'm like, you know what? People keep talking about building walls and all this other stuff. I think there ought to be 2 walls built. One in Wyoming to keep the wind from blowing us away, and one at the mountains, because you know what? Keep that snow up in the mountains. I don't tie sticks to my legs. I can't walk, let alone ski. So I have no use for snow. Keep it up in the mountains. Let's keep the wind and the snow where they need to be, in Wyoming and in the mountains. They make money with it up there. It just causes chaos down here. So, and especially since we're now California light, and and they just do not know how to drive in snow. I mean, I guess if you've never seen it before, it's hard to learn how to drive in it until you're in it. But
very true. Yeah.
Well, let's get going on this, because you, my dear, are going to talk about two of my favorite things in the world. One, wine, and then, of course, candy.
Yes, I'm so excited to jump in and give everyone some candy and wine pairings, being that, like, we were just talking about this, Zach, the holiday season is upon us. It's here.
Yeah, it's not coming. It's here.
It's here. So yeah, if you
look at your calendar, if you don't believe us, it's here. So
I know my kids are talking about costumes and all the things, and look, a month away from Thanksgiving, really. Yeah. So
just walk into Walmart and try to find something Halloween. You got to get through the Christmas aisle first.
Right, exactly. If you're new though, and just watching this for the first time, Zach and I have been at this for several months now, but if you're watching this for the very first time, welcome. Glad you're here. My name is Stephanie Simoes, and I am a cause entrepreneur with One Hope Wine. So what I do is I specialize in fundraising, gifting, private wine events, and wine delivery. And I'm so excited because I'm just going to dive in here, Zach, and start talking about some different, and hopefully these different candy pairings will touch upon things that everybody really enjoys. So I've got some different things mixed in here. So first up is our Vintner Collection Sparkling Brut, which I have here to show everybody. And this is paired with Sour Patch Kids. Do you like Sour Patch Kids?
I like Sour Patch Kids, but I'm actually more of the Haribo sour gummies.
Okay.
And I partake in THC gummies at night because of my headaches. And one of the problems with THC gummies is if you eat more than one, because they're delicious, you get pretty messed up. So I started eating Haribo. I've got a bag of those gummies sitting right by my bed. That way I'm not reaching and grabbing more of the THC. Yeah. Because last thing in the world you need is like me drooling everywhere, stoned for the next 6 days.
I guess that's a good night's sleep, huh? I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, I love sour gummies. I'm all about the sour gummies. So
awesome. So with this wine, fresh, bright, and bubbly, our Vintner Collection Sparkling Brut is the ideal pairing for the sweet and tangy flavors of Sour Patch Kids. This brut has notes of pineapple, citrus, and green apple. I'm pretty sure this was one of your top favorites, Zach, with sampling. And it has a lasting creamy finish to cut down on some of those intensely sour candy flavors. We also have an etched shimmer Cheers Witches Sparkling for the season. So if you're looking for, I see them. I love it. Gummy bears. That's awesome. So if you're looking for something festive, if you're going to a party, want a centerpiece for your table, or maybe a gift, check out the etched shimmer section on the fundraising link, because the Cheers Witches is definitely one for the occasion. One of my personal favorites, especially for brunches, is our sparkling almond wine. This one is delicious. It reminds me of Italian cookies. You've probably heard me say that before. And can you take a guess? Sparkling almond. Do you have a guess with the candy? I'm putting Zach on the spot if you're watching.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. Good job. Yeah. So
another one of my favorites, by the way.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep.
I love the coconut. So this almond sparkling is decadently bubbly and aromatic with notes of toasted almond and a delicately sweet but lingering finish. This festive wine is the absolute perfect pairing for the creamy flavors of coconut and almond found in a classic Almond Joy. I love this for brunch, even for dessert time, to have like a refreshing bubbly with dessert pairs perfectly.
would there be something that you could would there be something that maybe you could mix with that to kind of give it a little bit of maybe an almond joy taste? Is there something that, or just even make it more of a put the two together, the almond joy and the wine itself? Is there like anything that, like, what would you garnish that with maybe?
I have not personally garnished the almond sparkling with anything additional, but I have made mimosas with the sparkling brut. So
Okay.
with the sparkling brut, you can kind of add a splash of your favorite juice. It could be anything from pineapple to orange to mango to pomegranate, like whatever you enjoy, you can make a mimosa with that sparkling brut. I wonder though, with the almond, I love it the way it is. So I haven't personally added anything to it, but that I might need to play with that. now that you brought that to my attention, that's going to be my next challenge, is finding something that kind of pairs well with a splash of, that's what you mean, like, right? Adding something to it.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were asking, how to do the pairing. I was going to say, take a bite of the almond joy and then sip the bubbly. And, if you like what you taste, it's a great pairing.
See, unfortunately for me, take a bite of an almond joy is eat one of the pieces and then eat the other piece. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I was supposed to sample a small bite.
Sip in between little bites. Yeah. I love it. So next up, we have our Vintner Collection Sauvignon Blanc and Jolly Ranchers. All-time favorite, right? With lots of different flavors. So our Vintner Sauvignon Blanc is tangy and fresh with plenty of bright tropical notes and citrus-forward flavors. So this expressive wine tastes sublime alongside the fruit flavors and hard texture of a classic Jolly Rancher. From watermelon to green apple, enjoy the flavor exploration as you sip and savor.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid getting the Jolly Ranchers, not that were in the little cubes, but the flat sticks. You remember those?
Yeah.
Oh God. And
the ones that would get nice and stuck on your teeth.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going with. And yeah, you take and I'd always get those things, or the Astro Pops. Yep, and taken and sharpen those up to where they were weapons and poke my little brothers with them and get in trouble that way. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's so funny. So funny. It brings back memories for sure for when I was a kid trick-or-treating. As I'm going through these list of candies, I'm like, oh, yeah. So if you're a parent and you're taking your children, trick-or-treating, make sure you dig in their bag and pull out some really delicious treats to sample.
I've never done that.
Well, hey, you might be going out this year, Zach. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew's 17. He looks like he's 15. I mean, come on, I could play it off maybe. So
you're never too old to celebrate a holiday, right? I know I personally have little mini bottles of wines to give to the adults that are trick-or-treating and coming through. So
man, I never too old. Your place.
Next up, we have the Vintner Collection Rosé with Smarties. You remember Smarties?
Oh, yes.
So fresh strawberry, crisp watermelon, and hints of zesty blood orange are blended with a touch of sweetness to add volume into the finish of our tantalizing Vintner Collection Rosé. This, Zach, is actually one that I have been adding stuff to lately, but maybe not in the way you were thinking. So I've been buying some frozen fruit at the grocery store with my orders, whether it's frozen blueberries or like a mixed berry that has like the blueberries, the cherry, the raspberry in it. Frozen fruit in a glass, pour some really, really cold sparkling rosé. Not sparkling. This is a still. Pour some rosé on top. I don't know. It just adds some delicious flavor to it and gives it a little twist.
That sounds so good to me. I mean, it just really does. And I haven't done that yet, but I think I'm gonna have to do that because that really does. It sounds so good. I like the idea of mixing in fruit because I am a guy who likes the fruit flavors. So,
Right.
you know,
I think
I
you
like
would
that.
enjoy it.
Yeah. So I definitely think I'm gonna have to try that. So, and those are
This
with Smarties, huh?
Well, yep. So Smarties with the Vintner Collection Rosé, and then really there's notes of strawberry with hints of cherry, watermelon, and citrusy aromas with this one. It does finish a little bit dry. I know you tend to really like the sweeter side, but I think if you balance it with some fruit, Zach, you're going to be good to go.
Hey, I'll experiment. That's fine.
And certainly with Smarties. I mean, if you're sampling Smarties and then taking sips, I think the experience will be different too and a bit sweeter that way also.
Oh,
All right. So you had gummy bears there, Zach, right?
yes, I do.
And I know
I
the
would
last
shock you
wine,
at all the candy I have in my desk.
the last wine that you sampled was the Frizzante, right?
Yes.
So
Just the
you'll
other
have
night.
to give this a go, Zach. Gummy bears with the Frizzante red wine. So this one, it's not a bubbly. It's like a fizz, right? It's not a full-on bubbly, but it has a touch of sweetness. So this wine has notes of cherry, wild strawberry, and fresh blackberry, anise, flower, and cassis. This bottle shines alongside a selection of textured fruit-forward gummy bears. He's gonna get the gummy bears, you guys.
So what you're telling me is that would be perfect with my little friend here. No.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a giant one.
He
That
is
looks
a
pretty
giant.
big.
Yeah, he is a giant gummy bear. That's exactly what it was. And the story behind him is, my wife. We were in Kansas, and she knows that I was taking the gummies, and we saw that at a store, and I go, oh, I'm going to make him one of my special gummies, and she goes, oh, no. So that's how he got his name. No.
No.
So, but
I love it. That's great. That's great. You'll have to give that a try and let me know what you think. So we're moving on to some red wine now. The red blend is one of my personal favorites. It's actually the red wine with One Hope that converted me to a red wine drinker. Fun fact. When I started, I only drank whites. So it is actually our Vintner Collection red blend that introduced me really to the red wines. And this one is paired well with M&Ms. Think chocolate and a bold red. So this one is big and bold with complex berries and cocoa aromas. It is our best-selling Vintner Collection red blend. This one rates at 96 points, which, if you know wine ratings, it's an excellent wine. And it's full of depth and richness like dense chocolate cake. So bring out all the flavors with a selection of classic M&Ms and pair that alongside it.
perfect.
You're like, oh boy.
I'm loving this. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go shopping online.
I think maybe you'll have to find some little kiddos to be trick-or-treating alongside with, volunteer a little bit of time and maybe they'll
start
share
going
their
out
candy.
and getting some bricks to drop in bags. Oh no, I would never do that.
On to one of my personal favorites, our Vintner Cabernet. I'm a big cheeseburger person, bacon cheeseburgers to be exact. And this one pairs perfectly with meats. But when we're talking candy, we're talking Reese's with this Cabernet. Yes. Are you a Reese's fan?
You haven't named a candy I don't like, but yes, I love Reese's. I love Reese's.
Good. So this one is bold and beautiful. It features a big mouthful of dark berries and toffee. Bring out its complex aromas and textures and the echo of vanilla with the creamy milk chocolate and peanut butter filling of a Reese's.
Okay.
That's one I'm going to have to give a try. Yeah. I'm not a big candy person, but the chocolate with the reds, that's a go for me.
Well, I'm a big candy person.
I have 2 left. So I know we were talking holiday before. So not only is our Rosie and River Pinot Noir excellent paired with Twix, but this is also a really great wine to pair with turkey if that's your go-to for Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving meals. And now this is just one of the several varietals of Pinot Noir that we have on the website. Of course, all of them would give back to JR and the Veterans Ranch, but we're talking about this one specifically with the Twix, which happens to be one of my favorite chocolates.
And then, going ahead.
No, that's okay. What was your question?
Go ahead and tell the story about that label, please.
So our founder and CEO, Jake, and his wife have 2 rescue cats, and this label actually is an ode to them and celebration. And, we do a lot for animal rescues. I personally love supporting animals also. So this was kind of like tipping their hat to the rescues that they have here. Different label. You caught that, huh?
Yes,
Awesome.
I did. Yes, I did.
Love it. So there's a reason why Pinot Noir, like this adorable Rosie and River bottle, is our head winemaker Mari's favorite combo alongside the famous Twix bar. The smooth, woo. Long day already.
Yeah.
I swear I did not sip any wine before this recording.
You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
This smooth caramel combined with the wine's silky tannins takes this delicious candy pairing to a whole new level. Plus, those 2 cute black cats on the label. This one checks all the boxes for a Hallow wine pairing. But definitely check out the Pinot Noir for your Thanksgiving turkey as well.
Okay. I know I like the other Pinot that you sent me. I know I really like that one. So I think maybe I need to give that one a shot.
Was it a white label? Do you remember?
I believe it was.
I think it was our Vintner collection, which is also delicious. And the Pinot Noir is a wine that Mari says can be served chilled or room temperature. So that's something that I didn't realize with red wines when I first started. I thought all reds should be room temp. Nope. She says when you're about to set the Thanksgiving table, take that, Pinot Noir out of the fridge, plop it on the table. Once you're done setting the table, it's going to be the perfect temperature for sipping.
Yeah, and I definitely preferred it chilled but once again, I'm not a wine aficionado. I just know that, I'm getting more and more into it. But I definitely preferred it chilled. So
if it tastes good that way, boom.
Yeah.
That's what you go with. I'm not an expert either. And I feel like
you don't have to be an expert because you're the goddess of the grape. So
thanks, Zach. I have just one more, and I think you're really gonna like this one because it involves sparkling Moscato.
All right. Yep.
And Starburst.
Okay. Yep.
How long has it been since you've had a Starburst, Zach?
Do you really want to know? Probably about 2-3 weeks.
Really? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I used to love Starburst. So
yeah. And as a matter of fact, I not only had the Starburst chews, I also picked up a bag of the gummies along with it. So.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you're all set and stocked for these
I'm
pairings.
ready to go.
So that's awesome. Unless you ate them all. You didn't add that part to the combo though. So that's awesome. Well, delicately sweet and playfully effervescent, our Moscato sparkling wine is filled with enticing citrus blossom and juicy white peach aromas with flavors of lemon drop candy and tangy mandarin, leading to a balanced finish. This one begs to be paired with a fruity candy like Starburst. So definitely try that as you sip.
Let's thank you very, very much for that. And now I've just got, my sweet tooth just got kicked into overdrive. I'll tell you that. What are some of the wines that people are really looking for to help them set a let's go with this one. How about, Halloween is right around the corner. What about a candied apple? What would work for
Ooh,
a candied or a caramel apple?
that's a really good question. And you're putting me on the spot here. So, apple, I would probably go with a bubbly like our sparkling brute, because I feel like that has that fruit with the bubbles. I would probably go in that direction with a bubbly personally. Now you might get a different response from our winemaker, right?
Right.
But that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind for me would be sparkling brute, a bubbly, to kind of balance all that sweetness with the caramel too.
All right. Well, yeah. See, they're just. I mean, let's be honest. There are so many pairings that you can put together. It's all by your taste. And you know that you can't lose when you're buying One Hope wine and pairing it with anything, as long as you use this code, because when you use this code, you're also giving back to two causes. Tell us a little bit about One Hope Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, through the One Hope Foundation, our main pillars of giving are for clean water, ending hunger, health, and education initiatives. But in addition, we're able to do these fundraisers like for JR and the Veterans Ranch, where an additional 10% of every purchase is going to your charity of choice, which is the Veterans Ranch right now, with everything that they're doing on the ground since all the devastation, right? So essentially, every single bottle of wine is giving back not once, but twice. So you know that you're filling your glass with purpose and hope for the future.
Tagline: you're not only filling your glass, you're filling someone else's along with
Right.
you. And as I mentioned in JR's interview, this isn't something that, the month ends, this ends. This devastation is going to take a while to clean up. This QR code is going to be good as long as we need it to be good. Okay. So you can remember, keep this QR code handy, because this isn't going to be a 1 month cleanup. This is something that's going to be there for quite a while. There was devastation that was life altering. So make sure that you keep up with JR and what he's doing. You can always visit him at theveteransranch.org. And you can always call this man and find out more information about what he's got going on. There's so much so much work to be done right now. And look, let's be honest here. JR is not the only one out there. If you see anybody out there, lend them a hand. All right. There's a lot of people who are hurt by this. So let's make sure that we come together. Tell us a little bit about how people can order a wine and get it there and have it for, well, Thanksgiving.
Right. So the first thing I'll say is, if you're not connected with Zach and I on our Facebook group, Community Pay It Forward, One Hope Fundraiser, it's a group on Facebook where our monthly campaigns are featured. So definitely follow and connect with us there, because if any questions come up in the future, that's a great place to connect. Thank you. We will always have pinned right to the top of the page our monthly campaigns. You'll be able to look back on our previous fundraisers. And if there is a cause that you are so passionate about supporting, you can actually set that as your cause of choice in your One Hope account. And all of your future purchases can go back to that cause. Now, let's say you want to support the Veterans Ranch, but you have another cause close to your heart as well. You can go ahead and support JR and the Veterans Ranch. And your next shipment, you can change it for your other charity of choice. It's that simple. And you can do that easily right within your account on the One Hope site. But I would say definitely start there on the Community Pay It Forward page, or use the QR code and shop for your favorites. If you have any questions, because there are so many wines available on the site. If you have any questions about, what the best choices would be for your palate, I'm always happy to help. Whether you like red, white, sparkling, rosé, sweet, dry, all the things, kind of give me an idea of what you normally sip on, and I can make some suggestions from there. it can be overwhelming when you see like more than 50 varietals of wine. Where do you start, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you know, that is really one of the things that you've helped me out with a lot, because you asked me, what are you into? You know, because this isn't like, you know, well, for a beer drinker, a guy, if you're a beer drinker, you've been a beer drinker all your life. It's the difference between a Coors Light and a Guinness. Okay, I mean, there is that large of a gap in between the wines. You'll notice some that you're just going to be, they're not going to hit your palate as much as other ones are. So, you know, in which, as I am a fruitier wine drinking person, you know, there's a lot of people that those just really turn off. They don't want the sweet. They want something a little more adult, I guess you can call it, something a little more on the adult side. So
everybody, you know, has a different palate, right? And
Yep.
Going back to even what you said with the pairings, I'm not an expert with pairings. I'll make suggestions. I'll offer what our winemaker offers, but really, if you take a bite and you take a sip and it doesn't taste good, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Not a good pairing, right?
So, and you have a couple wonderful programs. One being, you want somebody to come and take your job.
You know, to date, One Hope has donated $8.6 million to over 35,000 different nonprofit organizations. And I can only be here with you right now, right, Zach? You know, the more of us there are fundraising year round for causes, you know, and helping people fundraise for causes, the bigger impact we're going to make. So, you know, whether you want to fundraise year round with what I do as a cause entrepreneur, you want to host your own event and do, you know, a wine tasting with your group of people for the cause that's important to you, or maybe you just want to refill and gift this holiday season, you can make an impact by doing one of those three things, really.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, there's a couple things that Stephanie said in the last little bit that we also want to invite you. If you do have a cause that you absolutely love, and the words that keep coming to your mind, God, I wish more people knew about them, contact us. We would love to highlight them on this show. This show was built by Stephanie and I because we know that there's all these wonderful causes out there that not enough people know about. And there's only one way. Beers, there's my slur of the day, and I haven't partaken as of yet either. So, but there are so many different wonderful causes out there that can only be found out about if we're talking about them. So allow us to tell people about your cause. All you have to do is reach out to us. You can reach Stephanie right here at her link tree, or you can go to mine, which is at Zach Clayton. Just go on there, go to our Facebook page, find out more. We want to help, and we're not going to charge you to do this. We want to hear your story. We want to hear why you started your organization, and we want you to tell other people about it as well. We want to sell some wines, give you some money so you can continue to do what you do. There's no obligation, no charge. There's none of that. You have to sit in a room with me twice in 1 month. And it's
not
a virtual room.
Zach, not too bad.
It's a virtual room, so you don't actually have to sit here with me because, you know, if we're sitting together, we might have to watch some hockey. So, but it's virtual, so you don't have to do that. So, but there's our heart is in helping people succeed with nonprofits. So if you have a 501c3 organization, and if you want to get the word out, and if you want to make a little bit of money and have quite a bit of fun, join us. Like I said, the best person in the world to do, reach out to Stephanie, say, hey, you know what? We would like to be part of this. And she can get all the information that you need. We'll get together. We'll throw you on an upcoming month. We'll highlight you. We'll have people tell your story and make money for you while we're sampling and pairing some wines.
Love
so
it.
one of the great things about the holiday season is there's always gifting. You have little packets that you can gift. You mentioned the minis.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about the minis.
Absolutely. So we have little mini wines. I normally have it right next to me, but I actually brought it to a recent event. Sparkling Brut, which we spoke about a lot tonight. We also have the Chardonnay, the Pinot Noir, which we talked about the Rosy and River, but that's the Vintner Pinot Noir, and then the Cabernet. So you can get those in 12 packs individually with, each varietal, or you can get them in a mix pack. And they are great for, favors, for gifting. Like I mentioned, any adults who walk by to trick or treat are going to get their own little treat from me. So those are a lot of fun for all different occasions. They could be dressed up with ribbon, really cute too. And boom, easy gifting. We have single etched wood boxes, double etched wood boxes. I actually have one over here. I'm just going to see if you can see it on the screen.
That's actually kind of funny. I was just going to bring those up next. So
were you?
Yeah.
I love these for the holidays because there is no minimum requirement. Like you can buy just one. Let's say somebody's celebrating an anniversary, right? You can have anything you'd like etched on this part of the crate here, and you can have any wine you'd like in the box. I had a Cheers custom label that came in this one, but you can put anything you'd like on the etched crate. And we do have personalized labels for our Cabernet and our Chardonnay now too. So it makes it so simple to gift throughout the holiday season.
Those boxes do take a little bit of time, so you need to get those ordered right now if you want to get them ready for Thanksgiving, and I would suggest getting them in there even for Christmas. If you want to, businesses out there, if you want to take and give some of your employees a great gift, a great bottle of wine that you can take and not only be giving them a great bottle of wine, but you can also be supporting JR and the Veterans Ranch this month. Get them their own little special box. Real estate agents, we know how important it is. Giving somebody an icebreaker gift, these are going to be perfect for it. So please take a look, visit Stephanie on her Linktree, visit our Facebook pages, and just keep up with what we do. We're going to be back on the 2nd with our November episode. So November 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be doing this again.
I'm excited. I can't wait. And you can certainly get the link to JR and the Veterans Ranch right from that Linktree.
That's
the
right.
Fundraiser linked right there. So if that's a simple way for you to grab it right there.
And again, any questions about anything that you're seeing, if you need to get Stephanie's Linktree and you're driving around right now, you can't take and write it down or whatever. CommunityPayItForward.us. CommunityPayItForward.us. Just come there, get a hold of me, reach out to me on Facebook, however you need to. And I will connect you with this wonderful woman because she busts her butt doing this, trying to make, and if we were the only ones that she was trying to help, we would feel just as honored, but we know we're not, because she is helping people all over the country at the same time, doing the same thing for other people. So, I mean, you want to talk about somebody who does a wonderful job for so many people. I adore you. I'm so glad that we're able to do this.
Thank you, Zach. That was so nice. But hey, you're doing the same thing with your channel. Like, let's be real here. You're helping a lot of people too. So that's why we're a good combo here.
We are. But next time you're in Denver, we got to get together. Hopefully one of us won't feel like somebody parked a vehicle on top of them. That would be nice. So, Stephanie, I want to thank you very much for coming and joining us for the mid-October show.
Thank you for having me, Zach.
Hey, anytime you have time, you're always welcome, because, this is so much fun for us. So Please remember, keep up with everything that JR is doing. Theveteransranch.org, theveteransranch.org. You can always email him at contact@theveteransranch.org or give him a call at 863-815-5896, 863-815-5896. Stephanie, again, thank you. Have a very happy and safe Halloween. And all of you people in her neighborhood, you're so damn lucky. Gonna get wine for, geez, man, that's not nice. No, that's wonderful.
Parents need a treat too, right?
Yeah, parents definitely need a treat after getting out there walking around with all those kids. I don't have little ones anymore, so I do kind of miss the holiday a little bit, but now we just get to see the people coming to the door. And now that we've had the addition of Andrew, and he's a little bit older, so we're still not going to get to go do the trick-or-treating, but we're going to give him his first taste at being on the adult side and handing out the candy and doing stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
We're going to be having some fun doing our own thing here. But thank you very much once again. You can find her link tree at Steph Simoes. Just go there and it's got everything you need. It's a cornucopia of information.
All the contact info is right there, and you can join the community Pay It Forward event right from that link tree too. So if you're not connected with us there, it's linked there, you guys. Just go there and you'll be able to find it.
If there was ever anything that you need, it's everything you need right there. So, all right, we'll be back in just a little bit with more of the pACT show. Thank you. We have recorded an interview with coach extraordinaire Brian Lovegrove, and unfortunately, excuse me, due to my little bit of a breakdown earlier, we're not going to get to it today because it would run us over time, and we don't want to do that. So that also means that we are going to run probably a little bit shorter than normal, but we're going to continue to run. We do want to share with you guys an event that is coming up very soon. Our friends at Nancy's House is having a Philadelphia National Caregivers Conference, and you are invited. Oh, I guess I need to be here. The date and time is Saturday, November 5th at 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it is online, so it doesn't matter where you're at. It says Philadelphia National Caregivers Conference, but you know what? If you're in not Philadelphia, you can still attend. This is brought to you by by Nancy's House, and they are going to have the keynote speaker. I'm going to say UK Washington of CBS 3, which is probably in Philly. There you go, a Philly legend. So here's a little video brought to you by Nancy's House. I love this video because it is so telling. So just check this video out for me.
By the time ALS hit our family, I had become a faux nurse. I didn't know what resources were out there. I sprained body parts. I was exhausted. Sleep was a joke. It was pure chaos. My name is Jennifer Tolan, and I'm speaking on behalf of Nancy's House and family caregivers across the country. Quiet and peace are more important, I think, than people realize. Everything about arriving to Nancy's house put the pause on all the chaos. There are over 65 million caregivers in the US today. That's more than 1 out of every 4 people. They provide over $400 billion worth of medical and personal care for their loved ones at tremendous detriment to their own physical, emotional, and financial well-being. Nancy's House puts sleep, therapy, food, friendships, resources, just everything together in this box that becomes a 3-day, 2-night retreat of life. Amazing staff, and then a family of caregivers that continually reinforce you throughout the rest of your time after you leave Nancy's house to say, it's okay, keep doing it, reset, you're on the right track. Surveys are used to follow up with guests to learn what is being applied, what really works. They teach you how to take care of yourself back home, to really live. That's something that's almost taboo, to live while someone else is dying. It was like nothing I could have imagined, and something that every single caregiver needs and deserves.
Again, it's a wonderful program. As somebody, excuse me, it ended a little bit quicker than I was ready for it to end. As somebody who is a caregiver myself, and somebody who's grown up in the caregiving world, there's a lot of times that you really don't think about what you're missing until, because you're so wrapped up in somebody else's their health, their life, everything about it. So if you are a caregiver, if you're considering becoming a caregiver, if you know, love, and support caregivers, why don't you go on ahead and give this a try? It's $10 a ticket. You can buy it right here. You can find it by reaching out to us, or by going to, and I'll put it in the comments right here, there is the link where you can buy a $10 ticket. Your $10 ticket is going to make sure that you get in on this 2.5 hour event, which is actually, I believe it's 3.5. Yes, 3.5 hours. 3.5 hour event, online, packed full of information. Once again, they're going to be talking about anything and everything caregiver, and it's really important. So please go to the link that I shared in the chat, purchase your ticket today, and join them on Saturday, November 5th. October 26th is right around the corner. We are talking 7 days from today, 1 week from today. 1 week from tonight, we will be talking about Day of the Deployed. October 26th is Day of the Deployed. And so what we try to do is we try to invite you to care about somebody who is away from their home, away from their family. We learned something very drastic the other day in our talk with JR. And that's our suicide rates have gone from 22 to 37 to 44 now. It's going the wrong way. And it starts, a lot of these problems start when these kids are away from their families. They start missing their families. They start falling into darker spots, darker places. They start feeling darker things. This is one way that you can prove how much you care. If you know somebody who has been deployed, and I'm not talking overseas here, folks. It doesn't have to be overseas. If you grew up in Kansas and you're in Colorado Springs at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, you're deployed. You're away from your family. Washington, Alabama, all these places, Washington, D.C., all of these places, they have camps. There's a huge one right there in Kansas. I kind of left that out. You got kids who are away from home, please excuse me, that are away from their families, that are away from things that are comfortable to them. And what we're asking you to do is think go to your recesses of your mind and think about the things that make it comfortable for you. What do you find that's comfortable? And there my picture goes again. Thank God for that. What are things that are comfortable for you? What do you have that is comfortable in your home? Do you like house shoes? Do you like comic books? Do you like magazines? Throw a couple of those things in a box and try to send it to somebody who cares, somebody who has been deployed. It is a way that you can show support for them, and you can really make a difference in someone's life. This is something that we are going to be talking quite a bit more about here in a little bit, about one other thing to do and try to help raise awareness, help people that are in difficult situations with our chili cook-off. And I'm gonna try to see something here. Please bear with me while I'm doing this, because obviously, as you can see, I do not have background or a picture. So let me see if what goes there. Nothing goes there. Go figure. So, well, looks like we're going to get to go with no picture for the rest of this show. So probably not going to be here for much longer. Darn this whole machine thingy here. While I try to figure this out, I'm going to run a video and see if I can get this working real quick. So I do apologize for this difficulty here. Well, we got a picture again for a second. How long? I don't know. Here's what it is. Coming up November 13th, we've got our Chili Cook-Off Toy Drive and Poker for Pediatrics right here in Northern Colorado. Yes, this is right here in Northern Colorado. Okay. This was started here in Northern Colorado. We're going to continue to do this in Northern Colorado, but I invite you to join us. Care for your hospital. We're not going to put limitations on what hospitals you go to, but we do want to make a suggestion. Everybody donates to Children's Hospital, and that's great. And you should, absolutely should. I think everybody in the world should take and visit a child in Children's Hospital. You can see some of the wonderful things that they do there and some of the terrible things that they have to deal with. These kids get beat up, tore up, genetic diseases, contracted diseases, injuries. you name it, these kids are in a difficult situation. My father, Children's Hospital saved my father's life when he fell out of the back of a truck. This, of course, was back when you could ride in the back of the truck legally. And he was on a farm anyway, so it's not like they were going to stop him. But Children's Hospital saved my dad's life. You guys know, and I talk about him. I've talked about him earlier today. Riley. Riley spent so much time in Children's Hospital. I got to go up and visit Riley there in Children's Hospital towards the end of his life, and it was heartbreaking. But then again, it was also inspiring seeing these nurses who walked in there and the love that they showed the families. So please, donate to Children's Hospital any way you can. But what we're doing is we're going for the local hospital, the one in your town. We're in a situation where here in Northern Colorado, we now have 8 hospitals. And we started doing this when we had 5, okay? One of them had only been open for days. There were only 2 people in beds in the Banner Hospital when we first took them, when we first dropped off our first bag of toys. I remember it was such a special moment for me because the nurses just were so appreciative that we even thought about them. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't know that you guys hadn't really opened yet, but that didn't matter. Even if you guys were just there and the doors were open for training, we still would have dropped them off. We're now up to 8. We got 2 in our town here at Greeley. We got 2 in Loveland, 2 in Fort Collins, and 2 in Longmont. The finally 5th annual Chili Cook-Off, Toy Drive, and Poker for Pediatrics focuses on those 8 hospitals. For right now, we are going to be reaching out to some other hospitals that are within the territory, within the area, and we're going to see if we can expand to them next year, depending on how we do this year. So just stick with us. I don't know.
Here's what I found online.
And those phones sure are annoying. You know that? Anyway, I don't know what they're looking for online. I don't remember even asking for anything online, but whatever. So November 13th, starting at noon, Key Largo Lounge. Cannot thank Satirios enough for setting aside this day every year for us to come in, take over his facility, and eat a lot of chili, have a lot of fun. And this year we're adding the Poker for Pediatrics. You can find the website and all the information, that all the updates and everything on the information right here, this colorful little QR code. And this one right here is the one that you can register. 25 bucks, 25 ducks, 25 bucks to enter your chili. $5 of that, of every chili entered, goes towards the winner. Let's get the 20 bowls or 20 crock pots of chili in there. And then that way somebody can walk away with a nice little, nice little prize of $100. Sounds good to me, doesn't it to you? Thought so. 50 bucks for your seat in poker. We're going to have up to 30 seats. $10 of your $50 entry is going to go towards the winner there. The rest of the money is going to be used for purchasing books from trusted authors. Baxter the Bat Dog, which you can see right through. We're going to be purchasing more of these books. There's 3 stories in these. They're going to be dropped off to the pediatric wards. Partner to the program, Alistair Banks, We got her gratitude journals. We're going to be using this. We're going to be buying gratitude journals. We're going to be passing them along to the kids in our local hospitals. And of course, I cannot find it because, that's just the way things go with me right now. Those gratitude journals are great because you have one for kids, you have one for teens, and you have one for adults. So we're going to buy a combination of them all because it's my belief as a guy who's very accustomed to hospitals, especially in the last, decade. Nobody likes being in a hospital. It's not a lot of fun. And when you're sitting there and family can't be there due to work, whatever, you know what? Having something like a gratitude journal, that would be really cool. Having something like, if you're a little kid, having a wonderful book like Silly Shadows that was written by Lindsay Whitlock of Fort Collins. What we ask you to do is we ask you to go wherever you're shopping, go to the little book section, buy a book, buy one of those little golden books, whatever they're called. I'm not even sure if golden books still, oh, there goes the camera again. But we ask you to take and open the inside of the book. Inside the front cover, just open it and write from the Clayton family, from Phil's Pro Auto Service, from Acme widget constructors, whatever. Then write the word to and leave it blank. The nurses will take these to the rooms of the individuals who are in the hospital. And while supplies last, they're going to be passing them out throughout the hospital. Our goal is to raise close to $8,000 this year for books. It is a very lofty goal. But if it wasn't a lofty goal, why would we do it? Our goal is to make people happy at all time here at Community Pay It Forward. That's what we're thriving to do. We would like you to join us. We're going to be creating something that we're going to ask you to go on ahead and, if you would help support what we're doing. We're going to be printing out, or we're going to be posting something on the online www.communitypayitforward.us, www.communitypayitforward.us, www.communitypayitforward.us. Go to the events section and you scroll down, you hit November 13th, and you're going to find the information about the book, about the event. You're also going to find something on there that we ask you to print out, if you would, as show of support to Community Pay It Forward, since we're trying to start this. And we're trying to make it something that happens every year. It's just a little thing that you can take and put inside the book. We're going to make little bookmarks that you can take and you can print out from your own computer. We're asking you to help put a donation bucket in your work. Get with your neighborhood. Let's collect books, puzzles, board games. Let's collect religious materials, religious writings. Let's collect art supplies. Collect unopened toys. Add one of our little bookmarks to it and take it to your nurses and say, this is from our community to the people who are suffering. Do this for the kids. Do it for the adults. Doesn't matter. Nobody likes being in the hospital. So join us and let's collect these books for kids in the hospital. Let's collect this for individuals in the hospital. Let's do this together and let's change lives. we want you to join our ever-growing list of sponsors with that. And if you participate in a gold or platinum sponsorship, we're going to offer you a table to deal. That means that you get to be the center of attraction for one round of the poker game. So it's a way that we can help make sure that people know who you are. That's it for tonight. Very sorry about the difficulty. Ducky, love you. Keep fighting. Please keep fighting. And everybody else out there, please make sure that you give a hug to everyone you know. None of us know when the end is going to come. But we all know that right here is right here, right now. So let's make sure that we're loving everybody that we can see right now. And let's make sure that we're realizing that, you know, life is fleeting and none of us are getting any younger. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here truly, truly does love you. There goes my camera again. Also remember, no one needs to go alone when we all come together. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting us all. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president and founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. Please, if you have any questions, go to my link tree right there. Wow, look at that. You can see that at least. Go to the link tree and you can get a hold of us. There's many, many ways to do that. Once again, please make sure that you take care of somebody out there, because you know what, folks, we're all we got. We'll see you on Friday, where I'm going to make up for lost time.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.